day, Ruskin Joyers. Hope you're alright, 'cause it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to look at all the skins in the current Rust store. I'll make comparisons to previous Rust store skins to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much each of these skins are likely to sell by next Thursday. And then knowing that, we'll then question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back and relax. I'm going to start yapping. Right, so first 24 hours of sales. When this Rust store first appeared, after just a few hours of sales, I started to notice, you know what, it really isn't selling that much. You know, like in comparison to the previous Rust stores that we've had, it really isn't selling that much. And lo and behold, that's exactly what's happened. To my surprise, there is a big drop off. So, of course, the first two skins right here, the top sellers so far, Acid, Arachnid, Hoodie and Pants, around 8,000 subscribers. That's not too bad, that amount of sales. That's not too bad. But then it drops off to 5,700 with the wrought iron locker. And we've only got 5,400 protector armor double door. Well, that's the only subscriber count we saw. And then over to here, where this armor double door, a porcelain collection door with only 4,000 subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales. What? Really? Okay. So, as you can see, as I've written here, the rough estimate was, wow, are we going to have a lot of skins selling less than 10,000 subscribers this week? Well, spoiler, most likely, yeah. Oh, okay. But I will point this out. Every single skin is abnormal except the crossbow. And I'm very much under the impression that there'll be a lot of people jumping onto these skins just after we did the abnormal barders. So, Wednesday night, just after we've done those abnormal barders, I think a lot of people realise, oh, well. So these skins have actually got some pretty decent support. All right, maybe I'll go ahead and buy some. And by some, I mean, oh, you know, maybe like 20 or 30 or 50 or 100. You get the idea? Yes. So, all right, cool. Understood. So, whilst it's like not looking super crazy at the moment, after the actual 7 days of sales, oh, hang on a minute. All right, so maybe it might get like an extra few thousand subscribers in the final 24 hours of sales. We'll see. Cool. So, all right, overall, though, remember this. A lack of sales isn't necessarily a bad thing for us, the investors, all right? Perhaps these skins, you know, they don't sell that much. But in the future, there's an increase in demand. Well, guess what? If they haven't sold that much, maybe there's a bit of scarcity. All the better for them to rise up in price in the future. So, okay, understood. Right then, so, all right, we'll have to consider that because, well, we are here to consider what actually might be the final sales by Thursday. Let's now hop out of here and look at the, well, it's not, I think we're at 51 hours now. Let's just refresh. Yeah, we're at 51 hours now, so it is a little bit later. I do apologise, but to be honest with you, having looked at this just a little bit earlier, it really hasn't changed that much. So, could the sales slow down even more so? That would be a big surprise. But yes, 2 days in, and the top selling skins, well, they're only around like 12,000 subscribers. Not that much movement, is there? No. And the lowest selling skin, less than 4,000 subscribers, which, to be honest with you, we have seen like Rust stores sell less somewhat recently. So, all right, focusing. But we do have interesting pay-to-win features. Wrought iron locker. You have a very interesting transparent design in which a lot of people might want to utilise you on boats. Protector armor double door. I don't think we have that many armor double door skins that have transparency. Of course, that also glows in the dark, doesn't it? Oh, yes. And yet, only around 8,000 subscribers so far. So, okay, fair enough. Well, that's looking pretty interesting. Porcelain armor double door. As we've already mentioned, porcelain collection has been doing quite nicely over the past few years. Notably, the deplorables. Notably, just at the very end of last year, with the sheep metal double door, that has been doing oh so comfortably ever since it came out. So yeah, there's some interesting things here. The lack of sales is surprising. I haven't even talked about Hellcore SMG. Oh, that's a whole talk, isn't it? So, all right, cool, understood. How about we actually go through all these skins now? Try and figure out how much they could potentially sell by next Thursday, and then question, could they actually work out quite nicely? Acid, Arachnid, Hoodie and Pants. So when I first saw it, I knew a lot of people were going to jump onto it. So props to skin creator, Mr. Kit, I do believe. Yes, yes. All right. He has a brand new potential collection to build up from. Yes, it's green, but I will sit here and say I don't consider it as camouflage. Now, if he proceeds to make like road sign vest and the chest plate, if he makes it so it's not so bright, okay, that could work out quite nicely. But as I have showcased in a short video, so let's switch over to here today. Have you seen my acid arachnid clothing green camouflage video? Unfortunately, in shade, the brightness of the eyes that you see in the chest, well, yeah, it's easy to notice. But then again, as people have rightfully said, who's running around with just a hoodie and pants? True, true. You know what? True. But we have to wait and see what gets made next. And let's also, you know, consider we are fully well aware that we also have Easter in the way. So, yeah, we've seen some very strange looking things already. Lots of Easter skins are currently being submitted, as you'll see right over there. Wow, we've got a bub. Oh, wow, that looks nice. That's new. But yeah, we're starting to see beds. I've seen a barbecue. It's all Easter themed for like the next 2 or so weeks. And, well, unfortunately, that's going to lead to some potential problems. So hop it back over to here. Perhaps a lot of people just won't care and still treat it as green camouflage. At the end of the day as well, so as long as you see a collection continuation, it'll still spike command, spike and price ever so nice. Boots and gloves, tier 2 armor, tier 3 armor. If we see any of that, all's good, alright? All's good. But will it actually happen? Well, the skin creator's got plenty amount of time to consider doing that, so right, fair enough. But I don't think that'll be appearing this weekend because, of course, that skin creator should be focusing on Easter skin. So, yeah, we might have to wait until at least the 3rd week of April. So, we've got a bit of waiting time. Yeah. Sorry. That's the reality. So, let's now actually go ahead and try and figure out what could be the potential final sales by next Thursday. What do we want to compare to? Because after the first 24 hours of sales, this had around 8,000 subscribers. Well, if I literally go to the previous week, we could probably look at the Raw Time Barbecue with 8,500 subscribers. Yeah, sending a little bit more. But if we go a little bit further back, I do believe we could also take a look at the Year of the Horse Garage Door. No, I've got that mixed up. Chinese panel wooden double door, sorry. I got that mixed up, sorry. But yes, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. If I go to the previous week, you can easily see that the Raw Time Barbecue doing very nicely at the moment. I wonder why. Yeah, that did just about 19,000 subscribers. And then, of course, over to here, Chinese panel wooden double door. It's slightly going down in price now, which is a bit unfortunate, but that did around 22,000 subscribers. So to be honest with you, with the current rate of sales at the moment, I think 19 to 22,000 subscribers is probably a safe bet. Now, if we do see sequels eventually, you better hope those newer skins also sell for around 19 to 22,000 subscribers after a full week in Rustle. Because that could lead to potential problems. We'll see how it develops. But again, I don't really consider it as green camouflage. And that short video should perfectly showcase it to you. I mean, of course, if you want to see it again in like full proper screen, well, you could always go ahead and watch my Rustle rotation video if you so wish. Remember, it's all chapters and whatnot. Just look at the description, scroll down, it's all there. So, yeah, you get that there. Right. So, 19 to 22,000 subscribers, but we need to see evidence of more being made to truly question, oh, you know, could this actually work out nicely? I'll also say the fact that we have to wait, by default, I expect it to go down in price. So when we do the abnormal barders, I'll probably be doing a bit of a lowball barder on them. Yeah. So, all right, cool, understood. Next, we got the locker and the protector armored double door. So as you can see, 5,700 and 5,400. What might be a very nice thing to point out? Well, I accidentally said it a little bit earlier. Year of the Horse Garage Door. And I think, you know what, we could also go ahead and look at the previous week and specifically look at the Porcelain SKS. 5,500 subscribers. So, okay, go on then. Let's go ahead and find out. So, the previous week, we can see that the Porcelain SKS, that did about just over 14,000 subscribers. And if we go over to here, looking at that garage door, around 14,000 subscribers. And yet, as I hop back over to here, I'm looking at both of these. And I'm not feeling very confident that they're actually going to reach up to 14,000 subscribers. Now, both of those skins very likely could have a lot of people waiting to the very last second, and then they make a move. So as I look at both of them, I am under the impression that the likely outcome is that the final sales are going to probably be between 12 to 14,000 subscribers. But I'm kind of having a hunch maybe we'll still surpass 14,000. We'll see. So, all right then, understood. Two perfectly fine looking designs, but would they actually be profitable? So, Waldoonaald Locker, when I first saw you, I knew about it because we'll talk about potential collection continuations with the barbecue from the previous week. I should point out that there is a fridge on the workshop right now. But if we could just compare, there's only two other notable transparent lockers. This is now selling for around just over $3, and this right here is selling for around $4. I'm sure you've heard of or seen the Silver Spooks video where he showcases like boat building, and then of course he showcases how to utilize both of these. Yeah, they got bought out completely. And well, they were a lot more pricier a good month or so back, but of course they have now kind of stabilized at around $3 to $4. This is the cheapest of all three. And with its potential final sales, it'll actually wedge in perfectly in between total sales between all of them. So that Waldoonaald Locker, if we also happen to see like more and more deplorable skins being produced and potentially accepted, that is a Waldoonaald collection, well, I think we might have a pretty interesting future ahead of us. Now, I should also point out, I did ask the skin creator, hey, a chair and table would be pretty sweet, and he sounds interested. But again, we've got to wait until after Easter, so that's a bit of a problem. We have to wait until the third week of April to finally see potentially another sequel. But then again, the next Rust store, it's still a March Rust store. So the first two Rust stores for April 2026, both of them will be the Easter Rust stores. We still have a regular non-holiday Rust store next week, so just want to keep you all informed. We could see that fridge next week. We'll see. So, all right then. Waldoonaald Locker, you're in a very interesting spot. You're not selling too much. I might be offering a decent price for you. Oh, yes. I think you could actually work out quite all right. But would we still expect it to potentially dip for a while? We are currently going through the Easter dip. And, well, if you have noticed, prices aren't exactly doing super great at the moment. Yeah, in this particular video right here, Rust Easter 2026 price dips, skins, and examples. It does basically go through the whole details in regards to what's happening, has this happened before, how do I, as a new viewer, how do you behave, how should you act? Well, I'll give you a very good answer. If there's less people playing, which then leads to less demand for skins, which of course leads to lower prices of skins, well, wouldn't it be a great time to buy skins? Oh, because of course afterwards, as we steer towards the summertime, more specifically summer break, around July and August time, we see prices improve ever so nicely because kids are out of school. They're playing Rust. A lot more people playing Rust equals more demand for skins, higher skin prices. You get the idea. Start looking for investments whilst you can, because prices are expected to rebound and go back up to potentially brand new all-time peak prices again. So, yeah, you get the idea. Right then, so a lovely thing to be aware of. Oh yes. Of course, with the Protector Armoured Double Door, you're in a Rust store with another Armoured Double Door, which is a bit surprising. But anyway, currently right now, just under 8,000 subscribers. If you're going to potentially end up with 12 to 14,000 subscribers, well, what do? I could see that actually working out quite all right as time goes on. Further and further into the future, I don't think we'll be seeing another transparent glow-in-the-dark Armoured Double Door anytime soon. I know we've seen quite a decent amount of them over the past few years. I would agree with that, and I do believe the Kick Double Armoured Door happens to have transparency glow-in-the-dark. Yeah, the hatch is transparent, if I can recall. That was given away for free. I don't think everybody owns it, so I'm very much under the impression that this could actually work out quite nicely. I am rolling with the expectation that it could potentially be a nice investment. So next Wednesday, we'll look at the final sales, and I think I might be jumping onto that with a very good barter and potentially a lovely few purchases from the Rust store itself. Oh, yes, maybe. So, all right, cool. Yeah, things are looking pretty interesting for both of those skins right there. Right then, next up, we have the Wasteland Recruit Tier 3, Curse of the Drowned Treasure Bag, or Sleeping Bag, Deep Ruby Tactical Gloves, and the Barbecue, and the Porcelain Armor Double Door, all 6 of them as a group. So, with the first 24 hours of sales, we can see 4,600 subscribers all the way down to 4,190 subscribers. So, there's like a 400 subscriber gap. Not too distant. Okay, that's cool. What are we going to compare to? Well, with the previous week, we happen to have the Abyss Barbecue with 4,400 subscribers. We could also potentially look at the Caution Backpack with 4,700 subscribers. And if you want to go further back a little bit more, you could also look at the Jade Dragon Tier 2 armor. 4,800 subscribers-ish. So, okay. We could certainly do that. Oh, yes, indeed we can. So, let's go ahead and do just that. So, look at the previous week. We can see Abyss Barbecue. Wow, you only did just barely over 10,000 subscribers. And it's a well-established collection. So, all right. That barbecue is probably in a very nice spot. But just over to here, you can also see the Caution Backpack. 11,163 subscribers. So, okay. And then the Jade Dragon, well, just shy of 12,000 subscribers. So, okay. It looks as if a good estimate for the, well, was the Tactical Gloves? Did I also mention the Tactical Gloves? I'm sure I did because they're the top seller of the batch here. I believe the Tactical Gloves, the Sleeping Bag, the Tier 3 Armor, the Barbecue, and the Porcelain Armor Double Door, I think they're going to do between 10 to 12,000 subscribers. Now, is that perfectly fine for them? Well, Deep Ruby Tactical Gloves, based on what I'm looking at, I think we need to see Tier 3 be accepted for you to actually flourish. Now, I've been hoping for the Tier 3 for over a year now. Where is it? I have no idea. I would certainly like to see it happen, but we might have to wait for a Complete the Sets Rustle for that to happen. I wouldn't be surprised at the Deep Ruby Tactical Gloves if it were to have between 10 to 12,000 subscribers. Whilst it would match up quite nicely with the rest of the skins here, I still expect it to drop off. I still expect it to go down in price. Sorry to say. Curse of the Drowned Sleeping Bag. Well, I would certainly like to see more of this. As you might notice, it's a sequel to the small box. That has hardly changed. It's still down in price. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But what else could be made? We saw a large box. I certainly would like to see a table. Like, if you're going to have like the map out of all like the writings and whatnot, put it on a table skin, a pirate table skin. That'd be cool. So if we do start seeing more of that, okay, that would start looking a whole lot more appealing. But as of now, it's just a perfectly fine glow-in-the-dark sleeping bag. And that's still good. Glow-in-the-dark sleeping bags are appreciated, especially indoors when you don't have a fire, when you don't have electrics and no lighting. Oh no. So yeah, they are appreciated, and I can see that potentially working out simply due to the fact that it's a glow-in-the-dark sleeping bag. With the Tier 3 armor, it's a bit plain. I don't want to sound mean, but yeah, just take a quick look at it. It might not be for everyone. It's not super flashy. It's a grounded approach. But then again, there are people who do appreciate good grounded approach. But we're still sitting here and hoping to see a collection continuation. Well, has anyone actually asked? Has anyone actually asked? So let's go over to here. Has anyone asked? No responses or anything. So, okay. I would expect the skin creator, but would now want to focus on hoodie and pants and Tier 2 or boots and gloves. I would expect it. I certainly hope it happens reasonably soon enough. It is a newer skin creator. I don't know how long they're going to have to take to work on that brand new batch of skins, but do keep that in mind. Maybe they might need quite a lot more time. I don't know. So, okay, cool. But yeah, if we see Tier 2, hoodie pants, boots and gloves, that will spike a price ever so nice, if it were to be accepted, just to clarify. Space Station Barbecue, well, I mean, we're suddenly starting to see a lot more barbecues now, aren't we? I'm kind of rolling with the expectation that I don't think too many people care too much about this. Oh, hey, it's another space-themed skin. That's cool, but I'm not sure if that's going to carry it enough. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up similar, like the Nuke Vibe Barbecue, which isn't doing very well for itself at the moment. No, oh dear. And then the Porcelain Armor Double Door. For you to potentially only do between 10 to 12,000 subscribers, well, that's pretty ridiculous. Now, if I could just quickly remind you, the sheep metal double door did just under 14,000 subscribers. Perhaps, I was going to say the $3 price would be a bit of the, might be a reason. But then again, this was also $3. But then again, this appeared just before Christmas. People kind of getting nice and comfortable. They weren't worrying about, oh no, I've got an assignment to do next week. I've got homework to do next week. Oh, I've got a project to do next week. No. People just like, oh, I could spend some money now. It's all good, It's almost Christmas time. It's pleasant. It's lovely. So, okay. Focusing this particularly, I am under the impression that this is going to work out quite all right in the further future. But we're still expecting another armored double door next week. There has been quite the drop-off, though, of the recent armored double doors. 18,000 subscribers, almost 26,000 subscribers. Yeah, I don't think we're getting I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to the likes of what we saw here. So, all right then. I think simply due to a sheer lack of sales and the potential that we're probably going to see another attempt for the hoodie and pants happening fairly soon. I reckon the porcelain armor double door, there's a very good chance of actually working out quite nicely. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it surprisingly isn't selling that much. But then again, how often do people in general actually manage to get like an armored double door up and skin it? Well, it's a piece of art. Perhaps on different modded servers, people will be using it a whole lot more. So, no, cool, understood. So, we'll leave it be. It's abnormal. We've got to do those abnormal barders next week, don't we? So, all right, cool. Then we have the SKS all by itself, which surprisingly isn't selling more than Handmade LMG. That SKS had 3,675 subscribers. What's a good thing to consider comparing to? I thought the fish bed from the previous week might be right. Alright, well, yeah, go on then. So as I look over to here and look at the fish bed, I can see that ended up doing around 7,700 subscribers. Almost. So hopping back over to here, looking at you, well, I reckon the Thunder Gold SKS is likely going to do 8 to 10,000 subscribers. That's my current estimate. Now, are we surprised by that? Because how many SKSs have we seen recently? Oh, well, there you go. Lunar New Year, week 2, then March 4 swipe, then second week of March, then third week of March. 4 consecutive skins in a row, but then 3 consecutive white designs in a row as well. So what I have in fact done is I've made a short video dedicated to showcasing the Thunder Gold SKS, but I've also got a short video showcasing a nice comparison between the 3 recent white SKSs. Personally, I think the Thunder Gold SKS is probably the best fit if you're going to want to roam around in like full whiteout in the snow biome. So, I had to go ahead and make a short video just to showcase it. I still stand by my opinion, but to be honest with you, all 3 of them did do a very good job in terms of not being super noticeable. So, okay, cool, understood. Anyway, 8 to 10,000 subscribers. That very likely will then end up being the lowest selling skin in the whole set here. Which, by the way, is still mostly in the positive. Thunder Gold is an in-demand collection. And when times are good, we tend to see the weapon skins all go up into the positive. So you, I know you don't have a transparent aim sight or anything, but I could still see you work out very nicely just due to the sheer lack of sales. And again, when times are good, we do tend to see these skins rise up ever so nicely. So yeah, SAP's a great showcase of that. Last year, fairly below its rest price throughout most of last year. But then it's post-Christmas. Oh, look at that, it's suddenly in the positive. So, yeah, I'm expecting very similar behaviour. We've already had this discussion when we talked about the MP5 and the Thompson. Well, same old. Right then, so we now have the Handmade LMG, the Custom SMG, and the Crossbow. So, hopping back over to here, what are we going to compare to? As you'll notice, 3,200 subscribers for the Handmade LMG, 3,100 subscribers for the Custom SMG, and Nuke Vibe Crossbow, only around 2,600 subscribers. So, what actually might be a nice thing to consider, I reckon if we go all the way back over to here, Lunar Zodiac spinning wheel would be a perfect thing to compare to with the crossbow, because that only had 2,500 subscribers. But I think we could also take a look at the Emperor Metal Tier 3 armor, perhaps. I reckon we could also consider looking at the old Pirate Python. So yeah, that did not sell that much. Only around 3,200 subscribers. So alright, cool. Let's go ahead and do just that. Let's start comparing. So over to here, we can see that this did just about 7,000 subscribers. Still went down in price. Ooh. Over to here, for the week 2, for lunar year 2026, yeah, you remember what year you're in. I can see that spinning wheel, 5,700 subscribers. I can also see the chest plate here, the face mask, 7,000, almost 7,000. So, alright, all good. So, basically, I'm thinking that all 3 of the skins that you see here, so the Handmade SMG, the Hellcore Custom SMG, and of course the Nuke Vibe Crossbow, I'm rolling with the expectation that they're going to probably do between 6,000 to 8,000 subscribers. Now, Redemption Handmade SMG, you very likely will be potentially reaching all the way up to 8,000, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. Anyway, this does have a transparent aim sight. I would assume a lot of people want that. I'd assume a lot of people would be perfectly happy with this. But with prices currently dropping off at the moment, it's not exactly looking super great. Handmade SMG skins in general, not exactly looking super great. I can confirm to you right now, every single skin is now in the negative. Oh dear. So, But will this be the one? Redemption Collection has a lot of weapon skins, and well, as you might notice, quite a decent amount of them are actually in the positive right now. Whilst prices are down, we still have these doing okay. So, alright then. Redemption Handmade SMG, you're abnormal. We can make great use of that time. But let's not forget, it is priced at $3.49. Is it going to be worth it chasing after this? Or we could probably focus maybe another skin instead. So, but still, 6,000 to 8,000 subscribers, that's nothing. That actually could work out very nicely in the further future. So, we'll leave it to Wednesday. We'll talk more about it then. Hellcore Custom SMG. There is a possibility we could see an M249. That was submitted just this past weekend. Not this current past weekend, but like literally last week. That's what I mean. So yes, a transparent aim sight M249. That'd be pretty cool. But will it actually happen? We have seen consecutive Hellcore skins being accepted. So let's just quickly go ahead and showcase this to you. Ta-da. We just keep seeing more and more and more. We're basically in the same position now as the Heatseeker collection was last year, because that had 7 and it stopped. And then we saw collection continuations, and then we saw, well, another collection continuation. So I'm still rolling with the expectation that Custom SMG will very likely do quite alright in the future. A transparent aim sight, the possibility of a collection continuation, I mean, things are looking pretty sweet for this. But $3.49. Ooh. But transparent aim sight, pay to win feature. Ooh. So anyway, I'm very curious, and I very likely will be producing my very own video showcasing the Hellcore collection, and just discussing what potentially might happen next. Key point, we have matched up to the sales that we saw at the Heatseeker collection, and then after that, it was like the one-off special like acceptance. So, alright, cool. We get it. Nuke Vibe Crossbow, you're not abnormal. That might be a bit of a problem. To be honest with you, I don't hate the design, but I must acknowledge that the majority of people do not happen to like this design. What makes you say that, Hedge? Well, look at the prices. Look at the drop off. Ooh. Anyway, crossbow. You're just a standard crossbow. It's just a colourful standard crossbow. I don't think that's going to get anywhere. Sorry to say, I know some of you might have bought it. Well, you know what? So as long as you are enjoying yourself and you are appreciating it, it's not a problem, is it? Appreciate, enjoy, go out there, have fun. But I'm kind of looking at it and thinking, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if that particularly goes down in price. It really wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, crossbows not exactly doing super great at the moment, and that I wouldn't be surprised that also doesn't do super great as well. So yeah, you get the idea. Right then, so do not forget, if you're to look in the description, every chapter that we have, of course, if it's the skins that we just talked about, I will have written down the estimates in regards to subscriber counts by next Thursday, of course. So consider giving that a good look if you happen to forget. But yeah, what was your most favourite skin out of all of these in this current Rust store? Feel free to comment below. Right. So as I just addressed a little bit earlier, this weekend, and of course Monday, it should only be Easter skin submissions. Week after that, I don't think anything's happening. I think it'll be a week break. But this right here, a barbecue, a bed, another bed. Okay. We're starting to see a lot of interesting first-time ever options for Easter time. That's cool. But do not forget, we're also expecting the first Salvaged Axe skin to actually be accepted. So, yes, Salvaged Axe is now skinnable. Let's go ahead and find, well, what's the most recent submission? Let's go find one. Come on, don't be shy. Let's go over to here. So, I just need to find an axe. I just need to find... There we go. Perfect. We have 3 designs on the workshop, I do believe. And if you were to go ahead and look in the description, what I'll do is I'll grab the link that showcases all of them. Oh, there you go. There's another one. But these 2 right here are like proper submissions. So they're more likely to happen. Anyway, point I'm trying to get across is it would not surprise me in the slightest if we see an Easter-themed Salvaged Axe and potentially we then also see it being accepted. But literally just after Easter, we also have to anticipate regular non-holiday skins, Salvaged Axe skins being accepted because, of course, you know, with Easter out the way, what's stopping it? For normal, regular skins again. Because, you know, it's not Easter anymore. No more skins for that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Anyway, so keep your eyes peeled. And again, this will be linked in the description. Right then, so that's fine. Commits, well, nothing seems to be super crazy at the moment. We know Easter is on the horizon. We know of the new content on the horizon. So, okay, cool. We'll leave it be. That's nice. And player count today, well, it wasn't exactly groundbreaking, but a lot of people did turn up. A lot of people happened to have played today and appreciated their time, I'm sure. So, all right, that's cool. No complaints in regards to what we see there. And that's pretty much it, really. As I said, if you want to stay up to date in regards to what's going on with the Easter skins, or rather the drop, and the price is going down because it's Easter time, consider giving that a good watch. Sorry, you might notice I'm a little bit sleep deprived. I didn't sleep enough. I should probably go back to sleep just after this now. I'm so sorry. Anyway, yep, that's pretty much everything. Yep. So I can only hope everything works out perfectly fine for you and your investments. Sometimes certain things are quite a bit of a risk, but if you just wait until July and August time, no matter what you've bought, because I'm fully well aware, some of those Rust stores that we've seen somewhat recently, they're starting to get a lot of skins in the negative. A lot of skins in the negative. So if you've been doing bilders over the past several or so weeks, you are going to be picking up quite a lot of skins. So start maintaining your accounts. And yeah, that's it. So let's just enjoy the next couple of months or so, and then we can experience the summertime and appreciate some much better prices. Cool. But like I said, whilst prices are down, it should be a great time to buy. But I'm very much under the impression the best specific time to buy probably would be the first or second week of April. We need to see Easter Rusters roll in. And usually it's the second, when we see the second one appear, it's like a lot of people just giving up. Just don't care. So that's usually around the same period of time where we see the worst lull, LUL, and yeah, not much is going on. So yeah, that's where we tend to see prices at their worst. Cool. All right, understood. Lovely little story. So I can only hope that all of you have enjoyed your weekend. Easter is just around the corner. I bet you'll probably see maybe up to about 250 Easter designs. If you have a very wacky, silly idea, what would you like to see for Easter? Once again, I ask you, feel free to comment below.